Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back inside this circle. We're back modding. There's a couple days break. Never did that before. Haven't done that in a whole year. But we're back. What's up, Veek? We got a website here, fraudsclub.com/HYDRA. Check it out. It's pretty epic. I think I need to raise my gain a bit. Let's try that. I don't know if that's good enough, but we'll see. Hell yeah! So, what's been going on? This is the intro. Welcome. So, we got the website. It's working now. Trying out a new system where it grays out the icons that are not related to the unit. So basically, allows you to draw your focus over. And looks like when the units are disabled, basically, which is pretty cool, I think. Still testing the waters. Veek's not a fan. But it's epic. So... now I've got to track down an issue. Oh yeah, so before I start launching into HYDRA modding, because today is patch day, I figured I would also do some content plugs. I just dropped a map analysis video on the other channel. Check it out. It's a map somebody requested in a comment section of the previous map analysis. I don't know how common these will be, but I figured I would throw it over here. And yeah, link in the Cofficy in the Discord channel, or just search Semi-Pronago. You'll find it. We're gonna jump down here. I don't actually remember what the unit ID for this unit is. 51. Okay. So some interesting things to note is apparently the Calculith bullet just changes after it hits enough targets or something. So it like changes in the struct. Alright, enough of that. Seems to be the same one for me. I don't know what's going on there. Should I click this? Some of these are post-comedy comedy. So it looks like we'll be trying at a slightly less gray, so that it preserves a bit of the yellow to preserve the color scheme. But TBH, I don't think that really matters. Don't tell anybody, guys. All right, anyway. I don't know what the fuck to do about this. I need like... I'm trying to test this out. I mean, I guess technically I could do it a different way, but... Dude, Beak, what's wrong with you, man? How does the website look awful because of a grayscale change? I don't get it. It looks fine. It looks more connected to the regular gameplay. I don't see how this makes it look awful. That doesn't even make sense. For the most of the time you're navigating the site, you're not even going to be... Like, most of the time it's going to look like this anyway. So there's not really that much of a functional change. Just allows you to focus without any eye strain. Which is good. You know, post-processing is lame. I'm not really sure if this is... Is that still partially yellow? I can't really tell. I think it's fine, though. Looks great to me. It's a nice way to desaturate the areas that you're not supposed to pay attention to. Oh, that's not the right thing to change. God damn it. Imagine. Oh, wait. Oh, man, what a goofball. Dude, that's... that's something else. Apparently the Crucible changes are in now. So that's cool. I do like that we've got a nice performance boost from the YAML library over the JSON library, apparently. Leading theory. We don't fully know. But it's pretty fucking nice that goes a little bit snappier, right? Pretty cool. All right, let me check this out. Okay. So there's a few different things that I actually think are pertinent for me to tackle on this stream. I do think we'll do a little bit of site work, like data entry. I want to familiarize myself with the new file format as well, if possible. Visual Studio Code. Oh no, I already prepped it by Opening different folder. Okay. I don't know what the exclamation point is. Is this a file format that they are not aware of, or what the fuck? Or maybe that's just the exclamation. Maybe that's the signifier. I don't know. Let's see what else. So we're getting to the point where I'm not even going to need to look at the new game state, the wiki.website, website, which is really nice. Oh, hold on. We have some changes from iQuare. I will give it a shot. Woof, woof, woof. Police Barker. Toddborn when? Dude, I should do I have to do Toddborn modding streams at some point. One concern I have with some of the behaviors and especially some of the utility things is that they kind of feel somewhat invisible almost. Like it's hard to keep track of them, but I think it's hard to know how much of that is reads and how much of that is, you know, how much of that is the actual ability itself not translating well. Now, the only problem with using Protoss as an example is that they lose shields. All right, we're continuing on. Looks like we'll be making a compromise for the Calculeth for the time being. In the meantime, I can start or resume working on porting some new stuff. See, the problem is that I could do, like, I could be working on the Zerg stuff. There's a bunch of stuff for Zerg. Oh, you know what I can do is I can start organizing the, like, doing some categories based around the new category stuff. That was a problem that we had to fix earlier. So I think I have to go in and edit the Zerg PHP file here. Okay, first of all, I should move some stuff around. Let's move Visual Studio over there. And I'll move FireGrat. Well, didn't want to do that. Okay. That will help me, yeah, I'll move all the modding stuff to the other monitor, because that way it's a little bit more reasonable. And we'll keep that over here for now. Okay. So... So I think for the categories, I want to try, let's see. Dude, how do I turn this stuff off? I'm glad it just closes whatever page I'm in. Get out of here. I don't know what a good name for the third branch is. I'm thinking like Assault would be Hydras and Basilisks, Ultralisks, Cascathalors. Swarm would include Scourge from the currently the air branch, and it would include some other stuff. Like Swarm would probably include Actually, I don't know what would include queens, because I think the third branch should be like disruption or some sort of like battle, like combat chaos branch or whatever. You know what I mean? Where it's like clear that they're meant to be more supportive, uh, enhancement or something. But like support sounds really weird in the context of Zerg. I would like a more aggressive name. And specialist is too vague and also kind of like constrains it to spellcasters, and the other like the word choice that I use, as I always describe spellcasters as specialists in like anything with energy is classed as a specialist, because spellcaster no longer fits certain units use energy for their abilities or their passives, basically like the Phobos or the Gorgolith. So I'll call it support for now, but I feel like it's a little similar to infrastructure is like the main issue, right? Whereas like if I move queens and defilers over to support, although I think defilers might also, it might make sense to class them as assault, and depending on like an argument can be made, right? So maybe that's something that's not like unavoidable for Zerg. Like maybe they're always going to be like, oh, you could kind of class Hydras as swarm or whatever, but like maybe that's just how it is. But I'll try it with this for now, and we'll see what goes on. So given that those are going to be the new categories, what should I move over is the question. I think assault still makes sense for Hydra, even though it's a spammable unit. Um, Certainly, the Basilisk makes sense in Assault. We can move the Cascathalor and the Ultralisk over to Assault. I think for Swarm, Alkaj Chasm certainly doesn't make any sense. We can move that out. I think the Calcaleth is probably an Assault tier unit, so that would move over. For like the thing is, I think mutas you could make an argument for those being Swarm, because that's more about like harassment than it is about frontal assault. Like my thought process is swarm is like overwhelm you with numbers and maybe certain maneuvers, which would be like mutas and obviously. Whereas assault is like we can go toe to toe with you, given certain circumstances, right? Um, and then support is like we're not really directly combat units. So bearing that in mind, I think now like that's pretty good generally speaking. We can have like I think the Gorgoleth is more of an assault unit than it is a support unit or a swarm unit. I think the same could be said for the Devourer as well. It's very much like these units get in your face and they're like there to go. The Guardian is also an assault unit. So essentially what I'm seeing is that we're going to move all of the current tier 3 over to assault, which is the second category. We're going to move all of the tier 2 air over to assault. I guess lurkers could be moved to support in that sense that they're not about numbers, but they also don't really go toe to toe with you. Like they need certain circumstances, right? So like that's where support is like a bad name for that category. Whereas like if it was disruption or if it was like maybe it could be like control, and then it's like area denial or something. You know what I mean? But obviously queens will be moving over to whatever that third category is, including broodlings and infestitarians and infested command centers. Defilers would be over there in tier 3, so we would still have some tier 3 action over there. We would have no more tier 3 swarm. Obviously, Alcagalisks and Alkaj Chasm is an assault, so that would be tier 4 assault. And then we would, yeah. So I think that like it's a pretty big upheaval for the tech tree, but it should work. So yeah, let's try to... I'll say that we can call it control, and hopefully that does the job there. So let's jump over here. So we know this is category 2. Easy enough. Change that. This will remain. Broodling is now category 3, tier 2. I guess Queen and Broodling will probably be, and Infested Terran, those are those going to be the only units? I think the Lurker will also be there. So we can make the Broodling suborder 2, Queen suborder 1, Infested Terran suborder 3, and then like we'll jump over to the... Well, I guess I'll just go down the list here. So the Defiler Mound is category 3, suborder 0, and this is category 3, suborder 0. Devourer Haunt will be suborder, or it'll be category 2. I don't know about suborder yet. I think that'll end up being suborder 2 though. And Gorgolith Apiary will be category 2, suborder 1, with Gorgolith being the same. Guardian Wrist will be suborder. Yeah. That makes sense to me. Okay. Infested Command Center will be 3. I guess that would be suborder. We know Lurker is going to be over there, so then Queen's Nest, then Infested Command Center, I think. So 0, 1, 2. And then 3. 3. It's going to be 2. Oh yeah, the Calcath Bloom. So I think we should probably shift the, like, from left to right, it should be like spawning pool and all of the branches, and then Hydra Den and all the branches, Spire all of the branches, and then like if there's a conflict after that, it would be like Ultralisk and all of the branches. So basically this one should probably be number 1 in that respect. So it'll be 2, 0. 2, 0. This is 2, and I think that should be fine. No, we have to move it over 1 for the Guardian Roost. Let me jump over here. I should have just done this in the order of the units rather than worrying about the way it was all going to show up or whatever. Okay, I think now we've got... So now it's Lurker, Queen. So this would be 1, 3. And the Lurker is 3, 0. 3, 0. And if we go back to the Gorgolith stuff, we know that it's... All right, so this one... So, yeah, tier 2 Assault is Calculeth, Basilisk, and then the air units. So this would actually become suborder 2. And Devourer would become 3. And then we can go to the Basilisk and make it 1. I think that's everything. Because we got the Defiler. Did we do the Defiler at 3? I think so. 3, 0. Guardians over here at 2, 0, and then 2, 1, and 2, 2. And Alcagelisk is 2, 0 for tier 4. Scourge would probably be Swarm, so we can move that over to Swarm and have that be category... Oh yeah, we're going to move Mutas over there as well, which means the Spire needs to go over there. So this would be... yeah, so this is 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2. So for the Spire, 1, 2. Scourge is 1, 3, and Mutalisk is 1, 2. Okay. That's pretty nice. No, I totally get it. Thanks. Listen, today's the culmination of all of the work that you guys have been able to help me out with. And, you know, today's patch day, it's going to be epic, and it would not have been the same patch without you. So I really appreciate your help. Sanctum of Rust because Rust is sorrow. Yeah, true. True. Larval colonies will be really fun to use in the new engine with world eaters. Yeah, exactly. You've put those on the world eaters. The Malkathalor. I was actually gonna add that at some point. All right, since the infested command center is over there. Oh yeah, we have to do the Queen's Nest as well. I don't know if we already did. We already technically do that? Is the question. Did I already move it over? Yeah, I did. So that means that the mutation pit and all of this shit needs to go over by 1. So if we jump to mutation pit, we can set that to 2 now. 0, 1, 2. And then the colonies. Chasmal colony is 3. Larval colony is 4. Infested geyser is 5. And that should free up some space there. The Defiler Mound got moved over. Okay. Yeah, I mean, one of the really cool things about this tech map is that it basically allows me to... I don't know if this is... Okay. Oh man, I gotta re-sign in. Hold on one sec. Oof. How the fuck? Alright. Okay. Epic. Oh shit. Apparently there's some problem with pulling on the website. I'm not really sure what's up with that. That's a nice bug. Well, while I wait for this website shit to be figured out, I'll check something real quick. Trying to think of what else needs to be done on the patch. Eyes focused, you know what I mean? I think for sure something that would be epic would be I need to go through all of the unit responses that we have right now and try to fix up those. I need to get a better read for the Ray of Agony from the Barghest, and I think there's like a couple of customized sounds that I should throw in. Like, I think the Wendigo's current sound is really, really bad. Tier 3 Zergling. Yeah, I've been thinking about what I want to do. Right? Ultimately, one of the biggest issues with having any sort of spammer or like sort of like the Barghest is meant to be this like essentially an end game spammer unit. The problem that you come up with is that it's like it's easier to balance a unit that's meant to be spammed if it's individually weak. But if you're getting a unit that's individually weak, the only way you improve its power budget to reflect the fact that it's a higher tier unit is by having more damage or something like that. It becomes really like glass cannony, and a bit more binary in that sense, right? So like if I just storm them, all these bar guests, they die or something. Whereas I don't know if that's the right move. You know what I mean? Like because then if you have nothing to kill the units with, like if you don't have anything to kill a bunch of bar guests in an area and they just swoop in and destroy your mineral line, like that's something that they can do. Whereas if you don't have anything to kill zerglings, they won't deal as much damage as bar guests, and they won't even be able to attack air units, for example. And they aren't air units themselves. You know what I mean? Like I guess that's like the difference between swooping in with a bunch of Nathracors versus a bunch of Zerglings, right? And I think another evolution on that would be interesting. I like my Barghest dying if there are robotics nearby. Yeah, true. Especially a fully auto vitalitied simulacrum, if you know what I mean. Always epic. Let's try to. Well, I'll close this for now because I don't know how long it's going to take to fix the Zerg stuff. I don't know if maybe I can try now. Yeah, it's still erroring. All right, let's hit up the modding stuff. We'll close this stuff out for now. Jumping back over. And this can go over there, I guess. Okay, so if we jump in with some of this, some of that. I also dislike the portrait selection, but we can't really do anything with that or about that. Man, there's actually a bunch of different things that need to be fixed. Forget about sound effects. It's like also this. You guys can't hear this, but all the Pegasus, Centaur, Battlecruiser, and Phobos all have the same portrait and voice. I don't know, man. Not sure about that one. Dude, this guy's still spinning. Where's he going? Oh, I have a suspicion. Oh, did I actually send him there? I thought he was going to 0-0 or something, but he might have just. I might have accidentally clicked on that, or and then he just spun, as you do, you know. Got to spin. All right, whatever. Kind of pansy attack is that? No, I don't. I don't think so, man. Oh yeah, can we get that Malice rework in? I think that's the last thing that we could possibly have. Then finally we'll have both Cowardice and Malice overlays working. I feel like maybe the Wyvern selection circle is a bit wide load here. Oh, and the Wyvern is some fucking goofy ass thing. Hold on. It's like over mind without shell or something. I think I should at some point move all of the new units to custom extended flingies. I think it's always better to have the one AI controlling one race, or like one player controlling. Like, I don't see much of a difference between multi-race AI and the shitty, like, oh, in Warcraft 3 you control two bases, but they're different races. Like, to me, that doesn't, there's not much of a difference. It just happens to work out better for AI, generally speaking, because they have I think that's okay, I guess. I'll shrink it by one more. But the difference is that the AI doesn't have any of the human limitations associated with having to deal with multiple tech trees. So, like, it's better for them, but I don't like it. So, that being said, if you were going to do something like that, I mean, like, the thing is, I think you can accomplish similar stuff just by having, like, team compositions, and then it doesn't break the immersion of one player being disproportionately more, I don't know if powerful is the right word, but diverse, have a lot more strategies. They also have to spend a lot more money, though. So, like, I'm not sure that it's a better option, ultimately. Um, So if we want to make the, like, I don't even know what portraits would be good for the paladin. I guess I think it's ruins, or oh no, they're this. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, are they this? Yeah. Okay. Let's pick a different portrait, I guess. I wonder if I should ever use the civilian portrait for something. I don't think I can right now because I'm pretty sure I'm replacing it with the shaman portrait, but I could be wrong about that. Did we still use the... Oh, we use a Cyprian portrait for the Madrigal for some reason. I think it was Minsk before. I think that unit is Minsk, actually, so that would make sense. I guess we'll just go with the Goliath, similar to like the whole battlecruiser thing, right? And we can just set this to, I guess siege tank. I don't know. I guess we can make him Duke, whatever. It's fine. I know that I think it's the Vassal has... Yeah, the Vassal has Panoptus unit responses. Almost said Scout. I caught myself. Let me find the Vassal in here. And it's 88, so we'll check that out. I think ultimately it should just have the same thing as, like, maybe the Observer? I don't know. Let me listen to some of the Observer piss lines and see if I can figure out what might work there. Looks like we'll just do that, I guess. I don't know. Apparently there's more piss lines than there are yes or what lines for the Observer. That's epic. Thanks, Blizzard. Always a classic. Alright, whatever. Yeah, I was thinking so far I've kept a lid on that. I've only renamed stuff that makes sense to rename. Like the Scout was completely reworked, basically. Like, it's a very different unit now. Okay, call it a Panoptus. Better name. And Guardian Roost, Greater Spire. Greater Spire only unlocks Guardians now. Guardian Roost. Okay, better name. But part of me does want to go in and just start fucking hacking up all those stupid names. Yeah, Witness of Lardga. I think Witness is a better name because Observer is just action verb. TBH. So I guess I could just change that. I think Trilobite. I mean, it's a name of a ancient, like almost Jurassic or what. I don't actually know what it's like, Cretaceous or something. Some ancient organism. Yeah, I wonder why they called it Phoenix, because like a phoenix is something that's reborn, which is another reason why naming the character Phoenix was fucking stupid, because he gets reborn and that's why he's named Phoenix. But a phoenix is something that gets reborn after it dies, and the wraith is not like that at all. So I'm not really sure what. Maybe they had some other reason for it back then. Yeah, it's like really, really primordial. Oh yeah, like it gets deactivated or whatever. I feel like that would be more interesting with Brood War's version of Flingy, where units can still like move. They basically have that deceleration value. So you could like activate it as it's at top speed and it decelerates, sliding into wherever you meant it to go. Like that would be more interesting from a skillful, like a skill expression thing. But StarCraft 2 made units a lot smoother, I guess, like a lot more instantaneous when they stopped moving. I feel like they didn't like even air units that were clumped up together like Mutalisk balls would almost immediately disperse into like the time delay or whatever would be pretty immediate. So I even think that overlord ability could be used in overload ability could be used apparently in Overlord, but also in Hydra or in the new engine or something. New game could definitely be big. But you know what? Fuck it, man. I'll tell you what. I'll rename Witness to Observer right now. I already renamed uh, Observatory. It's now something completely different. So there you go. Boom. Witnessed. See you, nerd. Sorry, the song I just had on is opened up with a bunch of randomly pitched screams of a man, and it was like he was playing through As Cold as Ice and or reading Blizzard Lard code. The world may witness another sunrise. Yeah. Oh shit, we still have to do some like debugging for desyncing. We have to do some desync debugging. So that'll be epic. Okay, what else am I doing? I've done the Vassal now. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that needed like sound effect changes. I do want to do Hunter Killer. Wait, what? What? I don't know what happened here, but okay. Hold on. Bum 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 bum. So the Penumbra will probably end up getting a Goliath portrait or something. Ah, we've got to make it systems functional, of course. That's the meme anyway. Systems functional as the fucking Goliaths just go on an installation ramp. That's how it has to happen. Okay. With that, I will go ahead and push this, and we'll see what happens. Aesthetic changes. Should have been audio visual changes, but that's fine. Reavers should be able to borrow. Wow. All right. On that note, I'll BRB. I gotta use the bathroom. But also, I agree. And we're back. Oh yeah, I was supposed to play those at some point. Yeah, I can probably do those before the end of this week. The one that I link on the Wikidot is still the most current, right? I'm pretty sure I still have them downloaded somewhere, but... I'll grab them real quick, just to be sure. Or I would try to, but, you know, mega. Okay. I think we're good there. Oh, there is one other one that I wanted to get get a different ready line for, which is the Wendigo. Just 20. So now I just need to jump back into that folder that I just closed because I'm epic. And then we'll check that out. Still, it's not even close to being ideal, but we'll do that. Oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah, you can use whatever. I recently added apostle unit responses, but they're certainly, I guess you could call it placeholder. Let me just... Really? I blame Get Ahead for that one, but it might have been Windows. Oh, that readme is from me. You actually. All right. Yeah, there's like almost none, basically. Well, the probe also is a worker. I feel like there was one other robotic. Oh, the interceptor is what I was thinking of. Is another technically robotic unit, but it's not like free form. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's a good thing, in my opinion, because it means that we've come a long way. I've used them a bit. I've also seen them used by AI quite a bit. Well, there's so many new units, so it's easy to forget, I think. Close that. Let me jump this open. I forgot to rebalance the bar guest cost. Oh yeah, and I have to also jump into the tech trees folder. Well, I guess I'll just reopen code, and I've got to rename. Where is that? Oh. Apparently, there's an issue with the Mason mockup. Don't know what it would be though. I mean, it's unimplemented, but I don't know what else would be the problem there. It's in Terran. It's called Massive-Passive or Mason-Passive. What? Where's the Mason at, dude? I just had it. And Terran Repair, Terran Mason. Yeah, I'm missing the context behind why it's fucked up. So I don't know why there would be an issue there. Oh, looks like the Bargast already has a cost of 75.50. Check this out. 104. Yeah, looks like I had already changed it, but I also made it a bit tankier. I think I'll drop the shields to 40. Do that. I don't know what is complaining about a lack of focus here. This is my browser, I guess. It just means that I need to go and get some more music. Okay. Well, I mean, I've made these modifications, but I don't know if I can even do anything about them, so... What's up, C. Bradley? What is EE3? Products building sounds are in shuttle folder. I have no idea. Reactor Tech Lab system is bad. I just feel like the fact that like you basically have this binary choice between enabling every advanced unit or enabling the faster production of basic units feels really weird. Like it feels like those should be split up into different things, and like basically the tech lab role should be done for like should be done by multiple different add-ons, I think. And the reactor role should be done maybe by like a treasury style unit or something. You know what I mean? Like some sort of structure that provides benefit in an AoE, which I guess would kind of overlap with a Crucible now, but like that would be the theory anyway. EUD Editor 3. I don't use EUDs. I mod in 1.16.1, not remastered. So I have no idea what's going on in that scene. Basically, every so often you'll just get a patch that breaks everything, so it's not really a sensible environment to work within. And we have our own multiplayer solution, so we just have a mod that completely changes the game, like what I've been working on for the past year or so, probably a little bit longer than that. I wonder. I never actually did total up how many new units we have. I feel like it's in the hundreds at this point, like at least triple digits, but maybe not. Hard to know at a glance. What's up, Bailiffal? Welcome. Right, yeah. Future Station, I feel like, is sensible if you've got multiple upgrade structures. Atreus has the immortal graphic, yeah. I don't know. I don't actually remember the other one. Was barrier just something that like made it so that it has increased shields or something? I forget what it actually did. Yeah, I was trying. Well, that's the thing is, I also didn't build a single bar guest or architect. You know, like there's a lot of units I wasn't able to build because there's just so many, and I didn't have that much time. I don't think so. I wonder if it's possible. I mean, we have SSH access apparently, so. I don't think he made it, but I could be wrong. I don't think. I think most of those were either ports from StarCraft 2 or made by other people beforehand. But I don't fully remember. Like, I don't know who the author of the file is. Yeah, we still don't have one. Fraudcraft, you mean? You like playing HYDRA? Like 3 hours? Or no? Yeah, about 3 hours. I know you've got to, do your own strategies. It's okay. Veek and I will be on your team. We'll protect you while you build up a fleet of Star Sovereigns or Reavers or whatever the fuck. Yeah, of course. Mass broken ass fucking calcula, dude. Yeah, I know. Like, I was using the Gladius and I expected it to annihilate everything and it didn't work, so. Yeah, I in the new engine or whatever, like the ultimate read would be the missile just inside the unit. In fact, we could just take the recording and be going and use that as a sound effect. That's power overwhelming, basically. Yeah, I like that. Just a fleet of calculets. That's basically power overwhelming. I honestly agree, though. It's quite a bit. All right, so this latest change you said should fix the calculeth as well. What do you think about the concept of unit with weapon that could attack other missiles? Well, I think the problem is that for that one unit, all missiles are now attackable, and for every other unit, missiles are not attackable. So it's a pretty big gimmick. The difference would be like basically something that I want to play around with in the new engine is potentially making all missiles have a certain amount of health, and then have weapons or behaviors that deal different amounts of damage to missiles. Or we could even have something like missiles are classed as air units, and those missiles take air AoE. Like if it's a Corsair attack that deals splash for air units, then missiles could be destroyed by that attack. But you can't target the missiles. So it has to be a positional thing. You know what I mean? I don't really know if that would add a reasonable amount of skill expression, though, because ultimately it might just end up being seemingly random or effectively like, oh, it just happened incidentally, as opposed to it being something that like feels like a deliberate decision. You know what I mean? So I would like to experiment with it and iterate on the concept. But ultimately, I think missiles that have HP will be limited to very specific existences, like artillery shells from an ion cannon, nuclear missiles, obviously. Like, you know, these things that are much more impactful, but also, like, you know, a little bit riskier. Yeah, I just think that some like I think the vast majority of bullets or projectiles or missiles or whatever are going to end up being invulnerable anyway. But the thought experiment is an interesting one. You know, the idea of a situation where you give like missile turret missiles, for example, have like 20 HP or something. You know what I mean? Like the biggest issue is as far as I'm concerned, the biggest problem is like readability. And a lot of these missiles fly super fast. And so if they don't connect, it almost is like, wait, is that bugged? Like, was it supposed to connect? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it would be really difficult to see exactly when your missiles were like shot down or something to that effect. Especially if the missiles end up being smaller in some cases, or there's a lot of them. Like, shit just gets lost in a mess visually. So that's where I think it would probably be better if your game state was really limited, if your map was really small scale, or something like that. Like if your tech trees were small scale, I guess, then maybe it would be more useful. Like if your game state, like if that was a change we were going to add to StarCraft Vanilla, like Brood War, right? Unmodded Brood War, maybe then. But I don't think it would work in the context of what we're talking about here with like a very deep game state with a lot of different things. So I personally would not be that interested in using it. I mean, maybe we could apply a value for it and then only certain behaviors could interact with that. So, like, so the splash thing that I was talking about wouldn't be factored in, but maybe something like a point defense drone would, like, zap it every so often. And, like, it would take a certain amount of damage. Um, so, yeah, maybe something like that could work if we were to implement a system like that. But I think for the most part it won't be interacted with by many abilities or whatever, and it'll be reserved for like regular weapons can shoot missiles of this size, like nuclear missiles or whatever. Yeah, I think the problem is like when you add so much of an interactivity system to something as fundamental as projectiles, the problem becomes that like when you want to have interactivity at a grand scale with a bunch of other systems, the player doesn't really have the ability to display action economy. You know what I mean? Like that's a problem in Brood War already. Like there's always things that you could be doing better. Like it's down to the individual mining times of units. Like you could be micromanaging your workers to get more minerals. But if you can't build the rest of your base or micro your army or whatever in the middle of that because you're busy micromanaging your workers, then obviously you're going to lose out on that potential. So that's a case where it's like there's always something you could be doing better. And you don't really have a situation like that. You know what I mean? So I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen with that. But I would want to make sure that the general systems are in place. Like we've got expanded user interface, we've got all this other shit before we worry about something like bullets having health or whatever. Supposed to have missile intercepting relic? Yeah, that's somewhere in the relic system. Somewhere far away. Right, or it's like there was that Universe at War game I think it's called where like the basically it was like some psychotic mechanic where in order to destroy a building you had to kill its weak spots or something, or maybe it was a unit actually. So you know, it's like adding more complexity where you don't need any. Hold on, I'm going to try to triage this issue with the site. What do I think about hub campaigns today? Like Zitzen, do I still like the concept? Uh, in a way, yeah. I think it could be a neat novelty. In a way that um wait, what the fuck? Hold on one sec. Um but yeah, I think that the concept is pretty obviously there's novelty associated with it. I don't think the novelty would make it essentially like a gimmick. I think it would help to define the um hold on. The fuck? How to design campaigns in a way that they will not feel the same as melee maps, but also not be inconsistent with the main game state. Well, melee maps are probably against very different opponents. Like a lot of it comes down to opponents. The level design is going to be pretty different too, because melee maps are generally going to be balanced in a symmetrical fashion and have considerations to make sure that all races have a fair shot, relatively speaking. Whereas melee campaign maps don't have the same obligation. They can be bigger or smaller than melee maps generally are. They can have very different features. You could also incorporate some small changes to the game state that might, in theory, like borderline invalidate things. But also, you could do some pre-placing depending on what's going on there. Oh, it's definitely more of a set of melee maps, but even then, its layout is much different than a melee map, right? So on a layout sense, and in terms of the opponents you're fighting, like those are in theory going to be different than what you would fight every single time when you boot up a melee map, right? The fuck? Hmm. Yeah, I feel like at least with Brood Wars limitations, it would be very difficult to have interesting ideas at play there. So. What even is the... I don't understand why it's not opening. I must have something wrong. There's literally nothing happening, so... No, you can... of course it's allowed to be crap, dude. What a useful program, honestly. What a confusing mess. Uh, 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 uh... The fuck? It can be crap, but not flame eyes, yeah. Physics engine? No, no, no. Yeah, I think it's too slow, but Mapcraft's like multiple days, not 4 hours. Still, would be a challenge. I don't remember. No idea what my password is. Though it might also not be the right email. Let's check it out. Epic. All right. Where even is SSH access in this whole file thing? Bing, bing, bing. Oh, here it is. All right. Well, I sent out a ticket. Hopefully, they're able to get back to me in a timely manner. All right. Hopefully, that leads to something useful. In the meantime, there's got to be some method that we can use to get the site back up and running with all the changes we've made. What else? Oh, I guess it actually got pushed anyway. Let's check it out. Oh, that's a problem. Faux show, homie. Do I still have this open? Oh, here we go. So yeah, Mutalisk should be 2, not the other way around. So we'll do Mutalisk. Oh, Scourge is 3, which is right. What the fuck? No idea what the fuck was going on there. That was me being goofy. Goofball. IMO. Everything else looks good, though, I think. Not seeing anything out of place. Seems good. Okay. Let me check the Mason, though. I'm not really sure why that would be busted. Oh, no, it is working. Once again. El Clasico. For whatever reason, frauds was the inside joke in this. So the No Frauds Club started as a Skype group. Oh, I actually remember it now, dude. It's such a really it's a really goofy story though. So I don't know how epic it would actually be to actually I don't know how useful it would be to know. So basically, it was like a group chat for my friends at the time, and Patrick was among them, and one of Patrick's friends, who became sort of my acquaintance, I guess you could say, he jumped in. He basically was like talking shit behind people's backs about Patrick, and Patrick is one of the people on the server. If you don't know, he's like one of my oldest friends, basically. So Patrick found this out through other friends that were like mutual acquaintances of each other, of him and this fraud. And the fraud's name, okay, The fraud's name is actually John, but he wanted to be called Tony. He chose the name Tony. I don't know why. So that's where Tony becomes like a ham planet, because John was a ham planet. So Tony is like the mythical creature that just could not stop eating pizza. And, you know, that's just how it is. But anyway, so Tony is a fraud in this story. And the origin of fraud is that Tony is a fraud because he's like talking shit behind people's backs. We expose him as a fraud by like he's on a Skype call with a bunch of other people and we play back like recordings of him talking shit. And it's like internet blood sports, except it's like not actually streamed anywhere. But it's basically the same style of thing. So that happens. Tony the fraud gets absolutely embarrassed publicly. And then we decided to make a group chat without Tony in it called the No Frauds Club. And that's where that came from. So the No Frauds Club started there. And then I made the Discord server originally for the purpose of being a gathering of, it's like a Discord version of the Skype group. It was just a couple friends. And that grew over time for like Starcraft related content. And eventually it became open to the public around like 2017, I think, after the release of Inconsummate. Or maybe it was early 2018, but I think it was late 2017 when that happened. And the name was just there. It was just there forever. So but the joke is that we're all frauds. So I don't remember where the we're all frauds part came from. But yeah, that's where that's the origin story. And Frauds Club is just easier to type in than No Frauds Club. Or the No Frauds Club, you know what I mean? So just like Frauds Club is short for the No Frauds Club, paradoxically. Yeah, exactly. So, oh yeah, let me see if it even pulled correctly. I don't remember. Yeah, it looks like it did. So now if I go to the Zerg section, oh, it fixed. It's epic. It's epic. We did it, boys. All right. Somebody's fee-fi-fo fumming fucking ham planeting above my roof. I don't know what's going on there. Above my ceiling, rather. Yeah. As was for Todd. Oh yeah, let me take a look at those votes. Oh shit, it's still a tie between iQuare and Pronogo's Veek 7. I demand a recount. Just going past the finish line with a map crop was a victory on its own. Yeah, dude, that is true. Can you believe the fact that like we actually got something shipped? I can't believe that. Although I did rewatch some of the old map crap VODs recently from season 3, and there was some really insane things. Like what my Christmas crap last year was just it was like a Toddborn map where you played as anime, and all the AI were broken except for 2. Like Ahmed was working, but he was my enemy instead of being my ally, so I had to attack him because I forgot to alliance trigger myself. But then on top of that, like the briefing was so rushed that it was just Ahmed and an infested Terran. Oh no, it was Ahmed and Mongo facing off, and there was just text on the screen that said "Merry Christmas, Arabs" with a billion exclamation points. So like that's basically the same thing as the briefings that we got in the map crap, where it was just objectives. So epic, love it. So I'm trying to think about what else needs to be tested. I guess if anybody wants to hop on in the HYDRA dev build, although I don't actually know how many people even have access to it. I would like to do some debug testing, and then I'd like to release the patch. So I think we're about as good as we're gonna get over here. About as complete as we're gonna get over here. We got a shiny new website as well. Epic. I've got to activate Radmin. All of these mixes end up being super. Short. Goofball. Bing, bing, bong. Oh, I think DF would have to set up Radman. I just realized. Goofballs. All right. Well, I'm still trying to figure out who's around to test, so I will be figuring that out off stream. This 2.5 hour stream brought to you by my second channel. Check it out. And by HYDRA. Check it out. Fraudsclub.com. I will be working on a little bit of the landing page as well pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. And yeah. I think that's it. So thanks everybody who tuned in today. Thanks Freak for the help with the site. Thanks HighQuire for help with the mod. Thanks everybody else for help with everything else. Mwah.